श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम् ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति शांति शांति. So next, ततः श्वेतहयैरुक्ते महति स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदध्मतुः. ततः श्वेतहयैः युक्ते महति स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवः च एव दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदध्मतुः. ततः, thereafter means after what? Tataha. In the previous shloka also tataha, thereafter. So there in the previous shloka tataha, thereafter means after Bhishmacharya made the sound of roaring a lion and then blew his conch. See, he didn't name. We translated this Simhanada, this word Simhanada as the name of the Shankha. That's how generally it is accepted. But here this Acharya, he does not want to accept Simhanada as the name of the conch. Rather, he accepts it as a roaring sound which was made by our Bhishmacharya to encourage, to give hope to this Duryodhana, and started blowing his conch. There, Namul Anta, this Namul's affix is used. That is what he said yesterday. Namul is used in the sense of as though. So here, after he blew his conch, then it didn't stop there. The others started beating their drums and all the different instruments, musical instruments. Then tataha, after that shankascha bhairiyascha. Then here, after that, here what? After they blew all that, they played all these sound making, noise making instruments. But still, nakshobha jataha. Pandavanam, na Pandavanam shobha jata, he said. Pandavas didn't have any fear. It didn't trouble them. Shobha, it didn't trouble them. Now, tataha, after that, Shvetahayai yukte mahati syandane. Mahati, syandane means chariot. Mahati means big, huge. Shvetahayai yukte. Yukte means associate, attached. Attached with what? Shvetahayai. Shveta, white, hayehi, horse, white horse. Attached to it is white horse. Attached to what? Attached to this big, huge chariot. Two adjectives for this chariot. Sthitau, Madhava, Pandava, Chaiva. They were seated. Who? Madhava and Pandava. Madhava, Krishna and Pandava. Pandu's son. Here, Arjuna. Divyo Shankho Pradadmatu. Divyo Shankho. Their divine conch. Divya means divine. Then Shankha means conch. Divyo Shankho, dual case. Their divine conches, respectively, Pradadmatu, they blew. They made sound out of it. Now, Anyeshampi Rathastatve Sthitaha Eva Asadharanyena Stita Eva Asadharanyena Rathautkarshagathatam Tata Shvetahi Yukta Ityadina Rathastatva Katanam. See, Anyesham Api Rathastatve Sthite. Now, the others, like Duryodhana, Dronacharya, Bhishmacharya, every one of them on the opponent's team also, they were seated in a chariot. It is not like they were all grouped in one place. In army, these big groups, these big top people, they will never, in the army, during the period of time of war, they will never be grouped in one place because it is easy to attack and kill them as many possible. Not all, even if you are able to kill some few, it's a victory. So they never do that. And we already said they had a very beautiful placement, arrangement, and in that arrangement they should stay put and protect Bhishmacharya. That also was said. Now, in this situation, they are all dispersed in different locations in the army. Now, Duryodhana, after seeing the opponent army's arrangement, he moves towards his guru, his Acharya, Dronacharya. Then after talking to him, he moves on to meet Bhishmacharya. They were not seated next to each other. Because we are talking about 11 Akshauni, and each Akshauni is at least 2 lakh people. 2 lakh people, elephants, etc. Now, when 2 lakh people plus elephants plus horse, etc. Now, this is a huge army. That one Akshoni itself is huge army. Now, if one has to travel from one Akshoni to another Akshoni, you need to travel a long distance. So, he was also seated in Duryodhana also was seated in a chariot. Okay. And where were these people? Drona, Bhishmacharya, etc. They were also definitely seated in their respective chariots, because they were great acharyas and they were commanders. We already saw they are Maharathis, they are commanders. Therefore, they were also seated in their respective chariots. Then, if that is so, then why is he saying Shvetahai Yukte Mahati Sendane, etc.? That is why he says Eva. Asadharanyena Sita Eva. Asadharanyena Rathottkarshanaartham. Now here, to show Asadharanena. So, being seated in a chariot is a common thing for these kind of people. Therefore, Asadharanyena, in a special way. Sadharana means common, general. Asadharana means special. So, to show the speciality, Rathottkarshakathanartham, and to show their chariot is better than any other's chariot, Shvetahi Yukta Ityadina Rathastattva Kathanam. It is said that they were seated in this chariot which is tied to this white horses, etc. Tena Agnidatte Dushpradrushye Rathe Stitau Sarvatha Jetum Ashakyo Ityartha. Through that, what did they establish? Okay, so what? They were seated in a big, huge chariot and it was tied to this white horses. So what? No, it's not a simple chariot. The chariot is given to them by the god of fire. Agni Devata. Agni Datte. Fire god has given them the chariot. And Dushpradrushye, because of that, and it is not simple chariot, it is tied with so many, so these horses, therefore 7 horses, seven white horses, therefore it is very difficult to control. Dushpradrushye, it is uncontrollable. Dushpradrushye, it cannot be pierced into. You cannot come near this chariot. The chariot is it's a protector by itself. And that is why Shri Krishna also is protecting the chariot. Fire, it's given by fire god. And it had, we'll see here also, it had in the flag are Hanumanji also. So that's why after the war, when they have completed, Arjuna, Krishna tells Arjuna, come out of this chariot and go away. Normally it is the charioteer who should have to get down and receive this person. But here it is otherwise. He says, you please get out first. Since Krishna is now a guru also, he says, okay. And he comes out and comes out of the chariot, and after that Krishna also comes out of the chariot. The moment Krishna steps down, you can see the Hanumanji in the flag disappearing. A. B. The chariot is completely engulfed in fire, consumed by fire. Agni Devata takes it back. That was the kind of protection which he had given them. So, Tena Agni Datte Dushpradrushye, it is very difficult to destroy it, and it is very difficult to control it. Dushpradrushye, very difficult to destroy. Dushpradrushye, very difficult to control. Rate sthite, in that kind of chariot they were sitting, stitau, they both were sitting. Sarvata jetum ashakya ityartha, therefore it is very difficult. They can never be gain victory over. You can never gain victory over them. That is the idea. Sarvata jetum ashakyo. Panchajanyam Rishikeshaha Devadattam Dhananjayaha Paundram Dhatmau Mahashankham Bhimakarma Vrkodaraha Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakulassa Devascha Subhoshamani Pushpako Panchajanyam Rishikeshaha Devadattam Dhananjayaha Paundram Dhatmau Mahashankham Bhimakarma Vrkodaraha Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putraha Yudhishthiraha Nakulaha Sadevascha Subhoshamani Pushpako. He says, Panchajanyam Rishikesha. Rishikesha, Krishna blew this conch called Panchajanyam. Panchajanyam. The name of the conch is Panchajanyam. Rishikesha. Rishika Isha. In Panchadashi introduction also we explained this term, Rishikesha, when we were discussing about the greatness of the Acharya of Panchadashi, Swami Shri Vidyananda, Vidyaranya Swami. So, there we said the story that once he was explaining, he had written a commentary on this Rudra Chamaka, and always he had this habit of inviting brilliant minds, top intellect people for this release of this book, and he will start a discussion. Every line will be read, and these people will be commenting upon it. If they say yes, it's right, then they will proceed to the next. Otherwise, there will be a discussion on that line. So during this kind of discussion, they came to this word called Rishikeshaya cha. There is this word Rishikeshaya cha. Rishikeshaya cha. So for Rishikeshaya, Panchadashi Acharya, he started commenting it as he broke it as three words. Rishi Ka Isha. He broke it as three words. Rishi Ka Isha. Rishi means Vishnu. Ka Kam Brahma. Veda says. Therefore Ka is Brahmaji. And Isha means Shiva. It's famous. Shiva is famous as Ishvara. So therefore Rishika Isha means Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. Rudra is a form of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. That is how he commented. One of the persons in that group, he started asking, has your father given you this Veda as your own? I mean, is it a hereditary property? Is it your family property? Is it why? What's the problem, sir? See, Rishikeshaya is one word in Padapatha. Padapatha means every word is split and pronounced properly. There in that Padapatha, there is a chanting of Rishikesha as Rishikeshaya cha, as Rishikeshaya iti Rishikeshaya, as one single word. So you cannot break it like that. There can be no liberty here. So he cut that statement there. It's a story which is very famous in Sringeri. Now he says Rishikesha. Here Rishikesha means one who has the power to, one who has total control of his sense organs, or one who controls the sense organ of everybody. Devadattam Dhananjaya. Devadattam Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya means Arjuna. He blew his conch called Devadattam. Dhananjaya, the term Dhananjaya, will see it in the Tika. Paundram Dhatmau Mahashankam. And Bhimakarma Vrkodara. Bhimakarma, one who has this act, the one who is of the nature of performing this act which is terrifying. Bhima means terrifying. or Bhima means protective. One who is protective of everyone. Bhima is a term which is used for insurance. So one who is protective of everyone, that Vrikodara. Vrikodara means one who has a pot-like belly, big belly. Mahashankham, Poundram Mahashankam Dadmo. He blew his conch. Dadmo. He blew his conch. Now, what kind of conch it is? A Mahashankam. It's a huge, big conch. And it's called Poundram. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira, Kunti Putra, son of Kunti, who is a Raja to Ananta Vijayam. He blew his conch called Ananta Vijaya. Now, here, see, the fight started because Duryodhana was not ready to even concede as much land which can sit on top of a needle. So, this is why the whole, see, they didn't want a luxurious palace or things. They just wanted a small village. Enough. We just want to stay. We just want our rights. That's all. Small village is enough. He was not ready to even give them that choice. That is why this war started. Now, in that case, how can he be called as Raja, king? That is because he had done this yaga which a Kshatriya performs. We will see that also in the Tika. Nakula, Sahadeva. Nakula and Sahadeva, the final of the brothers, 5 brothers, Sughosha Manipushpaka, they blew their conch called Sughosha and Manipushpaka respectively. Dhananjaya Devadattaha, Poundraha, Ananta Vijaya, Sughosha, Manipushpaka, Shankanama Katsanam. See, he is giving the name of each Shankha, each conch which these people blew. Why is that? Parasainnye swaswa namabhihi prasiddha etavanta shanka bhavat sainnye tu na ekopi swanama prasiddha shanko asti iti paresha utkarsha atishe kathanartham. This is to say, see, that is why he translated a Simhanada as a roaring sound. That's all. He didn't say a conch which has the name of Simhanada, or the conch which produces the name, which produces a roaring sound, therefore it is called a Simhanada. No. It is just he made a roaring sound and then blew his conch. That is how he translated it. Why? To show that Parasainnye, taking the name of each person's conch is to show Parasainnye in the opponent's army, meaning in Pandava's army. Swaswa namabhi prasiddha etavanta shanka bhavat. Namabhi eta shanka. So, in the opponent's army, Pandava's army, everyone had a conch which had a different name. It had a particular name. It had a unique name. They had a name. That's all. Bhavat Sainyatu, but in your army, na ekopi swana prasiddha shankosti. There is none who has a conch which has a name. Iti paresha utkarsha atishekatanartham. Therefore, we are greater than you people. To show that greatness, he has used these names. And that is why he didn't translate Simhanadam as a name of conch, which normally others do. Sarva Indriya Prerakapvena Sarvantaryami Sahaya Pandavanamiti Kathayitum Rishikeshapatam. Sarvendriya Prerakapvena Sarvantaryami Sahaya. Sarvendriya Prerakapvena, as he is the one who prods, who helps, who guides all the sense organs of every being. Therefore, Sarva Antaryami, he is the one who resides in everyone. Sarva Antaryami means one who resides in everyone. That is why in Gita Press, Gorakhpur Gita Press book, you can see when they show this picture, they will place in every animal a small photo of Krishna. In a human being, there will be Krishna. In a dog, there will be Krishna. In a cow, there will be Krishna. In the pot, there will be Krishna. In cloud, in the sun, there will be Krishna. Everywhere, there will be Krishna. To show this Antaryamitva. Krishna does not stay in that form. It is the form of self. We have to understand. It's formless self. We have to understand, which is shown as Krishna. That's all. Devadatta Sarvantaryami. He is all pervading. He is omnipresent. So, Sahaya Pandavanamiti Kathayitum Rishikeshapatam. Sahayah, he is helping them. Who is helping them? Rishikesha, Krishna. Who to helping whom? Pandavas. So Pandavas are guided, Pandavas are helped, aided by Krishna, to show that Rishikesha Padam. The term Rishikesha is used. They should have said Bhagavan or Krishna. Instead of that, he says Rishikesha, because the one who is omnipresent is helping, is aiding our side, is guiding our side. Therefore, we are unbeatable, to show that he is using that. Digvijay sarvan rajnyo jitva dhanamahritavaaniti sarvata eva ayam ajeyah iti kataitum Dhananjaya padam. In Digvijaya, for this we have to see 3 lines below. Swayamcha Rajasuya Yajitvena Mukhyo Raja. Raja, why is it given the name? Why is Yudhishthira given the name king? It says because he is the one who has performed this yaga, this oblation, this fire oblation, fire ritual called Rajasuya. It is said Rajasuyena ejeta. Raja, a king should do this fire sacrifice. King should do this fire sacrifice called Rajasuya. Rajasuya yaga is a yaga specifically to Kshatriyas, specifically to people of warrior class. So here he says Rajasuyena ejeta. That Rajasuya, what is that Rajasuya? It's not a simple. No other person, even if a Brahmin has the knowledge of, the Brahmin should perform this ritual. Though he has the knowledge of this yaga, though he may have the wealth, he should not perform. He does not have the eligibility, the qualification to perform this for himself. He cannot make other Brahmins perform this Rajasuya yaga for himself, because only a warrior class person should perform. 1. 2. When you perform this Rajasuya yaga, it is not just the wealth which is necessary. Before doing this Rajasuya yaga, you should establish yourself to be an emperor, not just a king, an emperor. For that, they will place the flag of their kingdom on the back of this horse, white horse. This white horse will roam around. This horse will roam around different kingdoms. Whichever kingdoms it enters, there is only 2 options for the opponent, that the king of the kingdom. Either he should surrender or he should have to oppose. If he surrenders, nothing. If he wants to oppose, he just ties the horse. That's all. That is the signal that he is not ready to surrender. He is ready to fight. So, during this kind of Rajasuya yaga, there is a Digvijaya which is taken. Digvijaya means victory route, means to gain victory over everyone. So he travels. So during that travel, what happens is Sarvan Rajnyo Jitva, he gained victory over all the kings who opposed, who didn't oppose. And Dhanamahritya, whether he opposes or not, does not oppose, one thing is for sure, they will have to pay some money. So you oppose, you are going to lose your wealth. You don't oppose, still you are going to lose your wealth, because you are going to pay him some tax to leave you like that. Therefore, Sarvata eva ayam ajeya iti. Since he has gained victory over every king around the area, therefore he is completely unconquerable. Ajeya iti kadaitum Dhananjaya padam. To show this, it is said Dhananjaya. Bhimam hidamba vadhadi rupam karma yasya. Bhimam means dangerous. Karma means action. Dangerous action. Dangerous action means like killing the demon called Hidimba, etc. So it is not a simple job. So that kind of job one who perform tadrisha, it is not just that. Vrikodarattvena bahvanna pakadi balishtaha bhimasena iti kathitam. Virkodara means pot bellied. He has a big belly. Why? Because Bahuvanna Pakadi Balishtaha. Bahu anna pakadi. Bahu anna, multiple foods. Foods, too many foods. Pakadi means to cook, not cook here. Paka means to digest. One who has the ability to digest huge quantities of food. In some bandaras, etc., in some feast, when you go to sadhu's feast, you can see some sadhus. You ask them, how many bread do you want? Full loaf. We are talking about full loaf of bread. Let us say, or you say rotis here. So how many rotis you want? You say, first give me 25, then we will see. That is for a starter. They will start with the 25 rotis. So, like that. Or if you go to this Kumbh Mela, etc., you can see sadhus eating huge amounts of, not 1, 2. They will fill their whole plates with this laddu, the sweet meat called laddu, etc. We will be afraid of this diabetes, etc. They don't have any fear. They just eat. They won't say no. They will just keep quiet until they see the plate is full. Then they will say stop and go. That's all. Then the next time this fellow will come back and say, Swamiji, okay, drop more laddus. So their plates will be full of this food, but nothing happens to them. So there was a statement. See, don't eat so much of sweets. No, you will get cholesterol. For this, another person said, cholesterol, sadhus don't have heart, so they don't have any cholesterol. So he says, Vrukodartha. He had the capability to digest. Why? He says, Balishtaha. He is so strong. Not because of cooking alone. He has the quality of a... Bhima is also a good cook. Bhima is a good cook too. So he has the quality of digesting it. Therefore, gaining the strength through it. Therefore, Balishta. Bhimasena Tigatitam. That is why Vrikodara. He is given the name Vrikodara. Bhimasena is given the name Vrikodara. Kunti Putraha. Iti Kuntya Mahata Tapasa Dharmam Aradhya Labdaha. Kunti Putraha. Now, Yudhishthira is given the name Kunti Putra. Raja Yudhishthiraha. Kunti Putra. Why he is given the name Kunti Putra? Not Pandu's son. Pandavaha. But he said Kunti Putra. Why? There is a significance to it. Later, even Arjuna will be referred to as Kaunteyaha. There it is to pull his leg. Why are you not brave enough to say that? He says Kunti Putra. You are son of this person. That's why. Now here, Kunti Putra, this term is not degrading. It is said to show the tapas which Kunti did to gain him. See what happens is, Kunti was a princess. So, Durvasa, a great saint, who people are afraid of, because he, when something is not right, he will immediately curse you. If you keep the water to the left side instead of right, he will curse you. If you keep water, too much water, he will curse you. If you keep too less water, he will curse you. Just a chance. Given a chance, he will curse. But we have to understand, that kind of person, angry person, he is an angry young man of the Shastras. Now, that kind of person, how can he be called a saint? I mean, saint can be different forms. They can act differently. But their curse is not a curse, it's a disguise. Curse in disguise actually. So, their curse is a blessing. Now what happens, and when you perform the acts properly, when you do the proper seva, they will bless you also. So when this Durvasa, this saint, he comes to kingdom of Kunti's father. So he wanted someone to take care of this saint. So he arranges Kunti to do the service, seva. So she does the service properly. Finally, when he is about to leave, he gives her a mantra by which she can call any deity. Now, after this Durvasa leaves, after initiating her in this mantra, she just wanted to, because she is a young kid, she just wanted to try this mantra. So she just invites sun god. She sees sun and she says, okay, let me invite sun god. And she invites sun god. Sun god comes, appears in front of her. Now, she does not know what to do. She said, no, go back. No, I have come here. I am here in front of you. Now tell me, what do you want? Nothing. Okay, I will bless you with a kid. So, he blesses her with his kid. Now what happens is, she now has a kid in her hand. Now, she is a princess, and that too unmarried princess. How can she have a kid? So what she does is, she packs off this kid in a basket and leaves it in a river. So the river flow takes care of this Karna. So that is the story of Karna. Now what happens? After this, she didn't try this mantra. She is married to Pandu. After getting married to Pandu, because of a curse, they don't have a kid. Pandu had a curse, therefore they didn't have a progeny. Because the moment Pandu approaches his wife with the desire to procreate, then he will die. That is the curse for Pandu, because he killed somebody, a deer. Okay, now this situation. Now, since they don't have kids, Kunti tells Pandu about her gift, her mantra siddhi, her mantra's power. So Pandu says, okay, invite gods and at least get some kids. So what happens is, she invites first Dharma. That is why it is said Mahata Tapasa. Her greater tapas is to convince his wife, husband, wait for that period and convince him, and she has gained this kid. Dharma Maharadhya, worshipping Dharma, the Lord of Dharma, Dharma Raja. She worshipped him and she gained this kid. Swayamcha Rajasuya Yajitvena Mukhyo Rajaha. And since he has performed this yaga which we saw, which a Kshatriya should perform, and he is an emperor, therefore he is called as a Chakravarti, emperor. Therefore he is called as a Raja. His Yudhi, why is called Yudhishthira? Yudhihi cha ayameva jayabhagitvena sthiraha. Yudhishthira is Yudhi sthira. Sthira means stable. Yudhi means in the war. In the case of war, ayameva jayabhagitvena, since he is victorious, he is stable. Natu yetad vipakshaha sthiraha bhavishyanti iti. Not the opponents, they won't stay there. They won't be stable. They will be killed, destroyed. They will run away. Therefore, he is referred to as Yudhishthira. Yudhi sthira stunashtuhu. Because of this sutra, sakara becomes a sthira, sa becomes a sha. Because sha becomes sha, ta becomes a tha. Tha becomes a tha. Yudhishthira it becomes. Okay. Yudhishthira padena shuchitam. This is what is referred to us with the word Yudhishthira. Nakulaha Sugosham Sadeva Manipushpakam Dadhau iti Anushajate. Now, the final two names of the brothers were said, Nakulaha Sadevascha, and without any respectively word, it is said Sugosha Manipushpako. We have to understand Yatha Sankhya, the number here and the number there. Nakulaha Sugosha Sadeva Manipushpaka. They blew that conch, their respective conches. Kashyascha Parameshpasah Shikhandi Maharatha Drishtatyumno Vratascha Satyakischa Parajitah Drupado Draupadeyascha Sarvashah Prithivipate Saubhadrascha Mahabahu Shankhan Dadmau Pratak Pratak. Shankhan Dadmau Pratak Pratak. Kashyascha Parameshpasah Shikhandi Maharatha Drishtadyumnah Viratascha Satyakicha Aparajitah Drupadah Draupadeyaha Sarvashah Prithivipate Saubhadrascha Mahabahu Shankhan Dadmau Pratak Pratak. Here You can accept different names, these to be different names, or you can accept them to be some of them to be adjectives to the other. Kashyascha Parameshwasa. Kashyascha, Kashi Raja, one who is from Kashi, the king of Kashi. Kashyascha Parameshwara, what kind of person is? Parama Ishvasa. Arrow, Ishu means arrow. Parama Ishvasa means he has the great knowledge about arrows, means the Dhanurvidya. Okay. Shikandi, Parameshwasa can also be referring to a person who is an expert in archery. Okay. Shikandi cha Maharatha. Shikandi, one who is a great commander. Maharathi, we saw what Maharathi is. Or Shikandi and Maharatha. There is another person called Maharatha. That way also you can translate. There is no doubt. There is no trouble here. Drishtadyumna Viratascha. There is Drishtadyumna and there is another person called Virata. Satyakischa Aparajitaha. There is Satyaki and there is another person called Aparajitaha. Or Satyaki who is Aparajitaha. Satyaki who is unconquerable. Drupado, Draupadeya. Drupada, his name, and Draupadeya. Draupadi's sons. Draupadeya. So we already saw earlier. Draupadeya, the 5 sons of Draupadi. Sarvachaha, Saubhadrascha, and not just that, Saubhadraha, Subhadra's son, Abhimanyu, Mahabahu, one who has a great shoulder, means one who has a strong shoulder, that kind of person. Shanka, Dadnu, they, each one of them, they blew their own conches. There, Sarvasha, hey Prithvipate, that word I left. That Prithvipate means Yudhishthira, Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra means one who holds the kingdom. Okay? Prithvipate, Prithvi means earth. And Pati means Lord of the earth. Means again king. So, hey Prithvipate, O Lord of the earth, O king, listen to this. They all blew their conches. Okay. Parameshwasa Kashyaha Mahardhanurtaraha Kashi Rajaha. Parameshwasa means Parameshwasa Kashyaha means Mahardhanurtaraha. He is a great archer. Who? Kashi Raja. Kashyaha, one from Kashi, means Kashi Raja. Na Parajitaha Parijata Harana Bana Yuddhadi Mahasangrameshu Yetadrisha Satyaki. Satyaki cha Aparajita, na Parajita iti Aparajitaha. One who is unconquered. Now why he is unconquered? How do you know he is unconquered? Because he is the one who fought Parijata for the flower called Parijata, while retrieving the Parijata Harana. Then Bana Yuddha. Bana means there was a demon king called Banasura. He fought with them and gained victory. They were not just small battles. Mahasangrameshu, big wars, great battles. In that, Yetadrish Satyaki, he gained victory. He was not undefeated. Therefore, he is called as Satyaki, Aparajitaha. Satyaki is called as Aparajitaha. He Prithvipate. Dhritarashtraha Sthiro Bhutva Shru Ityabhipraya. He Prithvipate, O Lord of the earth. Meaning, O Dhritarashtra, just be strong. Sthiro Bhutva, just be strong and listen to what I am going to say. Subhamanyate. The rest of the words are very easy. It's not difficult because we have seen the translation to all this earlier. So this is said Prithvipate. He calls Prithvipate Dhritarashtra Prithvipate. Sanjaya calls Dhritarashtra Prithvipate. Okay. Saghosha Dhatarashtranam Hridayani Vedarayat Navasya Prithvim Chaiva Tumulo Venunadayan. Saghosha Dhatarashtranam Hridayani Vedarayat Navasya Prithvim Chaiva Tumulaha Venunadayat. Saghosha. Ghosha means external effort. It's a sound. Ghosha, that sound. Dhartarashtrana, Dhritarashtra's people. Hrudayani Vedarayat, their heart, it wrenched. Vedarayat, it wrenched. It tore. Nabascha Prithvim Chaiva. Nabascha Prithvi, Naba, earth. Prithvi, Naba, sky. Prithvi, earth. Sky and earth. Tumulo, Tumulaha, that sound. Vyanunadayat, it reverberated. Vyanunadayat means echoed, means it reverberated. That sound reverberated in the in the sky and between the sky and the earth. Dhartarashtraanam sainyam shankhadi dvanir ati tumulo api na pandavanam shobhakah abut. See, we saw earlier Dhartarashtraanam sainyam, the Dhritarashtra's people's army, when they blew conch, etc., conch, drums, etc., still, though the sound was atitumulaha, though the sound was humongous, what happened? Na pandavanam shobhaka abhut. It didn't disturb the Pandavas. It didn't trouble even a little bit Pandavas. Now, Pandavanam sainye jatastu sa shankha ghoshaha dhartarashtraanam dhritarashtrasya tava sambandhinam sarvesham bhishma dronadinam api hridayani vedarayan hridaya vidaranatulyam vyatham janitavan ityartha. Pandavanam sainye jatastu sa shankha ghosha, the sound of conch, not other instruments, the sound of conch which was produced by the army of Pandavas, that sound, Dhartarashtra means Dhritarashtrasya tava, you, O Dhritarashtra, your sambandhinam, your relatives, your people. Sambandhi means your, not just relatives, your people who are related to you. Those people, sarvesha, all of them means who are you referring to? Sarva nama shabda means it's a pronoun. All means it's a pronoun. So when I say a pronoun, it means it includes Bhishma Dronadinam api. It also includes Bhishma Drona, etc. Even them, their hridayani, their heart, vedarayat, it tore. Means hridayadi vidaranatulyam vyatham janitavan, as the pain which takes place when you tear the heart, when you break the heart, that kind of pain it created, it gave. Yadastumulo atitivraha namascha prithvim chaiva pratidvani abhirapurayan, pratidvanibihi apurayan. Since the sound is so strong, that sound reverberated, echoed from the sky to the earth. It completely engulfs the sky and the earth. Dhartarashtraanam, etc. We'll see. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.